on this episode of Doggy Nightmares.
Hi! Every dog can be an amazing companion for a human. I just need to find that human for that dog.
A 4-year-old boy says he's ready for a pet of his own.
I want to stay here with this dog.
You just want to stay here with this dog?
Cesar sends the family home for a 2-week trial and installs state-of-the-art security cameras to keep a watchful eye.
He just posted a target!
He biting you?
Yes.
Ow!
With the clock ticking, can Cesar teach this young family how to control this difficult dog?
Still unsure about what to do.
Next, a mother and daughter want a new dog as a companion for their Yorkshire Terrier, Bitsy.
I want a friend for her, I want a friend for me.
There's just one problem. This pint-sized pup is a full-time bully.
It's out! No!
This is Cesar Millan's Doggy Nightmares.
My name is James Truce.
And I'm Jessie Coleman Troost. We live in Valencia, California. We live here with our 2 sons. Jonah is 4 years old, and Cohen is the baby. He's 1.5.
We have 2 pets. We have our cat, Wyatt, who's 7 years old, and our dog, Quincy, who's a boxer, who's 5 years old. Quincy is the greatest dog. She's very active, very athletic. As a parent, she's like having an extra set of hands for us. She really looks after the kids.
The Trusts have a full house, but they're looking to add one more member to the family. A new dog for Jonah.
So Jonah's 4 years old, and he says he's ready for the responsibility of getting his own dog. Jonah is very spirited, he's very stubborn, and he's very excitable. We think maybe the idea of him getting his own dog and having the responsibility of taking care of his own pet might be grounding for him and might be a very positive experience.
The Trusts head to a local shelter, but they won't be going it alone. Coming to meet them is Cesar Millan. Cesar is recognized the world over as the alpha male when it comes to dog trainers.
There you go.
He's a best-selling author, an in-demand speaker, and the owner of the one-of-a-kind dog psychology center outside of LA.
People think that dogs at shelters are broken. They're there because they did something wrong. But let me give you a different reality. Let me teach you how to read a dog. Then you can make an accurate decision. I'm taking the dog home.
Cesar is on a mission to help turn these rescue adoptions into lifelong relationships. He meets the Trusts at the West LA Animal Shelter.
Hey. Hello, guys.
Hi, Cesar.
How are you? Nice to meet you. Pleasure, pleasure.
Jessie.
Well, nice to meet you, dude. How you doing? You know, when you meet the Truce family, you got what you see as athletic, active, many things happening. You don't want to add another challenge to the family. You know, you want to bring a dog that can enhance what they have, but not bring another challenge. Tell me, guys, why would you like to adopt another dog?
Now that Jonah's 4 years old, he's thinking he's ready for the responsibility of having his own dog. At home, we also have a cat, Wyatt, who's 7, who's kind of established himself as another alpha in
Yes.
the house. The great thing about Quincy is that she kind of allows him to be in that role.
Yeah.
Kids are unpredictable,
Yes.
right? And dogs are unpredictable.
No. Kids, I'm with you.
Dogs are not.
No, dogs are very predictable. My suggestion would be not to bring same energy. You know, otherwise you get to have 2 high-level energy dogs.
Yes.
So if you bring something that is lower, the new dog adapts immediately to it. And the cat will be like, you guys did awesome. You want the cat approval.
We need that cat approval.
So what we're going to do is assess and evaluate, right? So my goal to teach people is not to look at the breed, not to look at the size, forget about the past. Dogs are in the now. It's about assessing and evaluating how the dog feels.
Right.
I'm excited for you guys. Are you guys ready?
You ready?
Yes? Okay. Come on, Jonah, let's go look.
In America, we euthanize 4 million pets a year. My goal is, let me walk you through a shelter and teach you how to see a dog.
Cesar warns the Trusts to ignore size and breed. But Jessie and James hone right in on a boxer just like Quincy, as well as another large dog. Meanwhile, Jonah finds an instant connection with a much smaller dog named Chowder.
Look, see that tail? The approach? See, the ears went back. That means you are coming into intimate space, and he's submissive about it, meaning he gives you. But this is the state of mind you're looking for.
With 3 candidate dogs, James and Jesse first attempt to connect with the boxer. They quickly learn that this isn't another Quincy.
You're in his personal space, and he's not making a lot of effort to get to know you.
Yeah. I really thought the boxer was going to warm up to me. That's what my hope was. It didn't. It did exactly actually what Cesar said it was going to do. Act insecure, timid, unsure, which is not an energy we want to have around the kids.
In the next pen, they meet their second choice, a high-energy mixed breed that can't seem to settle down.
You got to block here because you get the skipper.
This one, yeah, he looks like he wants to go.
Now, if you touch this, then you nurture excitement.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I can imagine this in our living room.
Yeah.
Quincy would-
Then Quincy learned to imitate that. Then you got 2 dogs.
Yeah.
See it? This is not a dog that you bring to a toddler environment. Not necessarily the dog will bite them, it just will be jumping on them. Both dogs will be returned. Guaranteed.
In the third pen, Jonah continues to gravitate to the little dog.
Jonah and the dog that I actually picked as well, they had a really beautiful connection of trust. That is beautiful, right? Because child went down, dog surrendered to the position. See that? In the middle. So what she's saying is, can I be part of your family? That's a really good sign.
But when baby Cohen enters the picture, things suddenly get out of control.
Jonah had a good energy to begin with, but then Cohen came in and he kind of got right on top of the dog and it overwhelmed the dog.
Instead of going and telling the kids, watch out, calm down, be careful, be careful.
Shouter lashes out and comes within an inch of biting the infant.
Hold on.
Cohen cornered the animal and the dog reacted. Caesar believes if the children can learn how to approach the dog in a slow and non-confrontational way, this could be the right fit for the Troost family. But the parents aren't so sure.
That made me tense and it made me uncomfortable. I mean, that was a potentially dangerous situation. I don't want to see the baby get bit. And of course here, I'm with Cesar and I feel protected and I feel safe, but I don't know if I'm going to have that same confidence in my own house when he's not there.
Ready for another meeting?
You want to go meet another dog?
No, I want to stay here with this dog.
You just want to stay here with this dog? You really like this dog?
In the end, the Troosts agree to Caesar's 2-week trial adoption.
It takes 14 days to imprint the behavior.
Interesting. We've got 14 days to reinforce what we want and make sure it never gets to a level we don't.
That's correct.
Okay.
If they can't make it work in the next 2 weeks, Shouter will head back to the pound into an uncertain future.
That's a teamwork, teamwork.
Teamwork.
Cesar Millan is helping the Troost family rescue a shelter dog named Chowder. But this new pet has made a rocky introduction, stalking the family cat and attacking his new owner.
Is he biting you?
Yes.
Luckily, James is unharmed. But with only 2 weeks to cement this relationship, it's a troubling start.
The one deal breaker in this scenario is biting. I absolutely cannot tolerate that. And the first time James tries to discipline the dog, he gets bit.
Their next test is dinner, assuming they can figure out what to feed their new guest.
We realize when we get this dog home, we don't know how much it eats. We don't know what to feed it. I can see that he's a small dog, of course, but how much food does a small dog need? I don't know.
Chowder may not weigh much, but that doesn't stop him from wolfing down snack after snack and continuing to eat and eat and eat.
I think he'll just keep going until his belly bursts.
In the backyard, Chowder's appetite remains insatiable.
Cohen likes the first bite at least, and then he puts it back.
And when the humans walk away, he turns into a sneaky opportunist.
Cohen, let's see you go down the slide. Can you go down the slide?
Off of that. Nope. You don't get up on that table.
Inside, he's even brazen enough to steal food right out of Jonah's hand.
Okay. Oh, hey. Shh.
The remainder of the week continues to be an uphill battle for the Troosts. And they learn to their dismay that all of Chowder's food has to go somewhere.
He just pooped on the carpet!
I'm dealing with enough with a child in diapers and one who is still potty training. I do not need this with a pet. First of all, I don't want pee on my rug. Second of all, I don't want to anger the cat so much thinking that my house is a toilet. Unacceptable.
You poop outside!
So much is going on. James and Jesse can't be everywhere at once.
I want to go pet Chowder.
Okay, Jonah, Chowder's in the backyard right now, and I don't want you to go out there and play with him alone, okay? So I'm gonna get Cohen dressed, and then we'll meet you out in the family room, and we'll go out there together, okay?
But the cameras reveal that Jonah has his own agenda. He sneaks through the house and into the backyard to find his pet. Unfortunately, at 4 years old, Jonah doesn't understand that a dog is not a toy. The surveillance cameras record him handling Chowder roughly again and again, until the frenzied dog bites into Jonah's hand. Hurt and confused, Jonah then lashes out at Chowder. And then goes inside to tell his parents that the dog attacked him for no reason. Not having witnessed the event, they blame the dog for being unpredictable.
I'm really torn here. I don't have the time or the capacity to train Chowder on this biting issue. It's just something that's got to be nipped in the bud right now.
It's only halfway into the trial adoption, and the Trusts think they've rescued a nightmare dog. Not sure if they can make it through the second week, they head back to meet with Cesar.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you guys?
At a state-of-the-art training center in Hollywood, California.
So, 1 week. How's it going?
There's been a few hiccups in the road.
Tell me more about it. What is the behavior?
When we very first came in, he looked scared.
Yeah.
Of the cat. We both,
What is that?
We both went, good, just leave him alone. But then it didn't take long. He's just started to get more curious.
But let's see what happened.
Okay.
Nice. Good job.
He just chased the cat.
Hey.
Is he biting you?
Yes.
Your problem is he's excited. So if you control excitement, everything else is piece of
It's gonna
cake.
fall into place.
You get it? Rules, boundaries, limitations. That makes a dog submissive. In my opinion, dogs shouldn't have access to the whole entire house. You gotta do a tie down.
Okay.
That's it. The dog won't move. Boom. It will stay there.
When you're in the house, this is where you can be.
That's right.
Caesar's solution kills two birds with one stone. Simply tether the dog and limit his space. This will help cool tensions with their cat and prevent Chowder from treating the entire house as a bathroom. Then, Cesar tackles Chowder's overeating.
Oh, hey. Shh.
What I see here is the typical behavior of, hey, stop it, no, off.
Right.
And the dog moves. As soon as you turn around, the dog goes back because nobody really followed through, meaning the dog never achieved a calm, submissive state. We're gonna practice. We're gonna practice a space, and we're gonna practice food.
To solve the issue, Cesar takes the Trust to an indoor simulated yard for a seemingly impossible task: to surround Chowder with food and train him to ignore it.
See that? He's still unsure about what to do. The touch is the same thing a cat would do. There you go. That's more calm, submissive state.
There we are.
Right? So
It shocks me that he did that fast.
Now you're introducing the sound that you want him to relate. So this is saying, look, even though I'm putting plates in front of you, I don't want you to touch them. Right? So then you go into the experience of, come this way, guys.
It takes just moments for the dog to adjust his behavior, to the astonishment of the family.
There you go. That's calm, submissive state.
Look at that.
Now here you go. Good boy. This is the thing that you reward. You wait, then I give you my love.
Now that the food issue is under control, Cesar tackles teaching 4-year-old Jonah how to walk his new dog.
So we're gonna use the gentle leader. This actually addresses the mouth and the neck at the same time. It does create a more gentle approach.
Outside, he recommends the use of a special leash.
So the only one who has to adapt is the dog. Great, that's it. Beautiful, beautiful. There you go.
There you go, that's what we
See?
want.
Within minutes, Jonah is walking Chowder like an old pro.
So now we got it, right?
Yes.
Takes a village to raise a child.
But Jonah doesn't just need to learn how to walk the dog. He also needs to learn how to treat him. Back on the couch, the parents and Cesar get their first look at what really happened in the family's backyard.
Look at him. Looking for you.
Back.
Every parent should have these cameras to catch the kids. Yep.
Halfway through their trial adoption of a rescue named Chowder, the Troost family reviews their progress with Cesar Millan.
Looking for you.
Back.
Every parent should have these cameras.
For the first time, they watch the surveillance footage of their son Jonah sneaking through the house and playing rough with the dog before getting attacked, and then lashing out at the animal.
He never said that.
He never said that.
After I see that, I know I need to keep working with Jonah. In that scenario, to me, Jonah was the problem.
How do they behave with the cat? Do they carry the cat?
No.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. I understand.
No,
That's because the cat.
that is the first time I ever thought of that. I didn't even think of that. Absolutely not.
So-
They would never try to pick up the cat.
The kids have learned respect in a different species. We just have to transfer that understanding to the dogs.
Absolutely. So we have as much training to do with our kids as we do with this dog.
That's a challenge.
The Troost clan has a lot of work to do as they head home for their second and final trial week with the dog. Cesar believes they must teach Jonah to respect Chowder's boundaries, while also limiting the dog's access to the house and reinforcing rules. If they can't make progress in the next few days, the adoption will fall apart. They start by taking Cesar's advice to tether the dog.
When we're outside, you can run wherever you want. But when we come in the house, you're gonna have some boundaries.
The technique is a success. The Troosts are in control and creating a calmer environment for Chowder and their cat. Then, the family tackles the food issue.
Wait, whoa. No.
So we need to correct that. So now look, he's not eating it. This is good, right?
This is good. Oh,
Look at that, calm submissive, he's down.
he's laying down. Okay, so he's still leaving him alone. So listen, I think what we should try is we're all gonna get up and then we're gonna walk in the other room and see if he will still leave him alone. Come on, let's try it. Come on, kids. He's amazing, this dog.
But they still have lingering doubts. When Chowder is off his tether, potty training is still a work in progress. And the parents can't be sure if it's safe to leave their kids around the dog.
Don't be too rough with the puppy. Even though things have gone a lot better this second week, I still have a lot of reservations. I still have to worry about him around the kids. I still have to worry about keeping an eye on somebody else. So for me, this isn't a done deal.
The trial is up. The Troosts head back to the shelter to make a decision. Will they keep the dog, or will Chowder return to the pound?
How are you guys?
Hi,
Good to see you again. Good to see you again. We're back to where we started. So personally, I want to thank you guys for giving him an opportunity, you know, to experience a family. He has learned to be with a cat, with a dog, and with kids, learned to walk on a leash. There's a lot of great things that happen in 2 weeks.
Yes.
You know, so the question is, do you guys feel that you are the right family for this dog, or are you going to give me the leash? If the dog doesn't go with you today, we will still find him a home.
I did never plan on having a small dog.
Right.
So, what do you think? We've got to keep him.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Look
He's
at
a
this.
member of the family now.
Despite the challenges, the Troosts have bonded with Chowder and are committed to the relationship.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Look at him.
In the beginning, this dog was at war with the family cat. Exhibited a voracious appetite, very little self-control, and even violently lashed out at his new owners. But using Cesar's techniques, the family is creating a calmer, healthier environment. The dog is now relaxed and submissive, and James even successfully integrates Chowder into his daily bike rides with Quincy.
It's really the soul of a dog that takes over people's heart.
That's
you know,
right.
it's not the size, it's not the breed, it's really the soul of a dog.
You're right.
As for Jonah, he continues to follow Cesar's lead and gets better and better at walking his dog and respecting his boundaries.
Thank you so much for helping me save a life.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. What a beautiful ending for a dog. I know he's gonna be happy in this family. I know. This is his family. He was waiting for them.
Bye!
Bye!
Across town from the Trusts, a mother and daughter and their existing dog Bitsy are about to embark on a dramatic adoption adventure of their own.
I am Chrissy Guerrero,
And I'm Alina Foley, and this is Bitsy Guerrero.
and we live in Valley Village, California. Bitsy was given to Alina for her 6th birthday when she was about 4 months old by my mother, by her grandmother.
By their own admission, Chrissy and Alina spoil Bitsy, treat her like a princess, and let her control the house.
She's very sweet, fairly well behaved, but the second I take her outside for walks or she's around any other dogs, she turns into a complete devil.
She hates other dogs.
We already had a 12-year-old Shepherd Dobie mix who was very sweet named Jasmine. And Bitsy proceeded to terrorize Jasmine, and in that year, Jasmine died. The most important thing to us is that this new adoption works. Losing Jasmine was huge. And if this doesn't work out, Alina's going to be heartbroken. I mean, I will be heartbroken as well, but Alina, she's going to be crushed. This is going to affect her for a long time. It's going to be very heartbreaking, really hard to deal with.
The Guerreros make their way across town to the cage-free canine shelter. They're meeting with renowned dog behaviorist Cesar Millan.
Hi!
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Cesar Millan, nice to meet
Chrissy
you.
Guerrero.
Alina.
Nice to meet you, Alina. And
Bitsy.
Bitsy. So would you give me a little bit about her?
This one, inside our apartment, is a total doll. Very sweet, very loving.
An angel.
An angel. Maybe not an angel, but close. She's close. And then we get her outside, and she will attack any dog. She will go after people. I mean,
Yeah.
she's tiny,
Yeah.
and but she's still, it's very hard to control her. And
Yeah.
it can get a little scary for her, for us.
Absolutely, especially if it's a big dog.
Yeah.
Meeting Chrissy, Alina, and Betsy, they would describe Betsy as an angel and as a devil. I didn't get to see the devil. I get to see a confused dog. So adopting is also adopting a philosophy. Every adoption is absolutely unique. There is certain dogs that can actually trigger this dominant way of being.
Oh, okay.
And there is other kind of dogs that can trigger more a social way of being.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking for that.
Okay.
But at the same time, we still have to work on her ability to be more social everywhere. So let's go inside. Come on, guys.
Inside, Chrissy and Alina discover that this is no ordinary animal shelter.
I present to you heaven on earth.
This is a unique facility. All of the dogs live in a totally cage-free environment where they coexist as a large pack.
When I looked down through that window and saw all those dogs, I couldn't believe it. It really was like heaven. It was puppy heaven.
There's no way we can pick one of these dogs and narrow it down. There's just no way, because they were just all beautiful.
So my strategy is for you to come in the middle
Okay.
with her in your arms and see the reaction.
She is shaking, totally shaking. When I knew we had to bring Bitsy down into this room full of dogs, I thought she is going to go crazy. She's going to attack one of these dogs and start biting them. I didn't know what to expect. I really was prepared for the worst.
With a pack of more than 20 undisciplined dogs inside, Chrissy and Alina brace for the worst. The Guerrero family is at a Los Angeles shelter with the hopes of adopting and saving the life of an unwanted dog.
She is shaking.
First, they'll have to bring their aggressive Yorkie, Bitsy, into a room filled with uncaged canines.
Nice. Look. Beautiful. Nice. Bring it. Right there. Yeah. Yes, right there. Yes.
It's a tense moment.
Nice. Beautiful.
The pack is initially excited by the presence of outsiders. And as expected, Bitsy is riled up.
And So this is why the introduction of a dog in a pack is so critical.
Yes.
See, that's a tool.
Bitsy needs to learn that she's not in charge. To integrate her as a member of the pack, Cesar advises Chrissy to take control and not pamper the dog.
So sometimes you ignore behavior, sometimes you address behavior. So right now we're just gonna ignore that.
Right.
You see what I mean? Because it's not aggression.
At me, yeah.
It's not aggression. First is they introduce Bitsy. I asked them to walk away, which is actually the opposite of what they do. They normally follow Bitsy. So we're changing the whole strategy on Bitsy in a second.
Bitsy suddenly surrenders to her position in the pack.
Mommy, Bitsy's not even barking.
Cesar compared working with a dog to not just loving, but leading. I think that really has refocused my intentions toward Bitsy.
You see, the more you touch, the more you actually interact with other dogs, the more you put her in a position where she have to be okay with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
She has felt the need to protect you guys because you guys have not
You're
provided that.
As Chrissy and Alina explore the room, a few dogs approach them from the pack.
Sweet face. I love his green eyes, right?
green eyes are
Just
beautiful.
Hi. Oh, yeah, you're super sweet. Oh, of course you're going to stick your head in there now.
Soon, though, it becomes clear that one dog stands out from the rest, a seemingly good-natured mutt named Falcor.
What do you
I
think?
think we have a winner.
Chrissy and Alina are sold. But will they be able to beat the odds and make a shelter adoption work? They agree to a 2-week trial with Falcor and will meet with Cesar in a week to assess their progress.
I'm rooting for them, but they have to show leadership. Look at them.
And look at this.
Look.
Oh, we've got a little pack.
Welcome to the family, Falcor.
Nice.
Ready to see your new home, Falcor?
Back at their home in Valley Village, California, Chrissy and Alina begin by taking both dogs for a long walk.
Falcor, no problem. I mean, on that leash, ready to go, very calm, no tugging. He goes where I want him to go. He was great. And Bitsy, for the most part, was really good, too. Until we passed a house with a dog. Yep, there it goes. No, Bitsy, of course, is going right at it. You know, barking right back. No! And again, out of control. No! And a skateboarder went by, and it's like she's right back to the old Bitsy. So all the work we did with Cesar seems like it's right out the window. No! That worries me, because what does that mean for inside the house and with Falcor on a daily basis?
Chrissy is struggling to conquer Bitsy's barking issue, but she soon learns that her new dog has a serious problem of his own, and it's a deal breaker.
Come on, Falcor, come. Going up to my place, there are several steps. Falcor appears to have never walked up a step before. You gotta go up or down, Falcor. On the way up, I was trying to put his paws up one at a time, and he wasn't getting it. Come on, Falcor, come on. So I had to actually, like, lift him up step by step by step. You go like this, and like that, and like that. And he's not that light. Whew, all right, I'm exhausted, I'm going to bed. A little nervous about how it's gonna go inside because we also have steps inside the house.
Inside, surveillance cameras have been positioned to cover every inch of the Guerrero home.
Come on, Falcor.
Falcor.
That's it, good boy, Falcor.
Boy, Falcor.
The camera records that Falcor's fear of stairs is actually a serious issue.
Good boy, Falcor, come on. Come on.
Chrissy and Alina prod, push, pull, and beg Falcor to use the stairs,
Falcor, come.
but give up each time.
You did all that work, come on, buddy. If he doesn't conquer those steps, I cannot continue to lift a 35, 40-pound dog up and down stairs every day.
As the first trial week goes on, another even more trying problem surfaces.
No! What is that?
Falcor pees all over the house in just about every room.
The biggest problem, though, to date is the peeing.
It's not even halfway through the adoption, and Chrissy is all but ready to call it quits.
If there's one thing I really need Cesar's help on, it's this issue. There are health issues here. It's something that really has to be solved if we're going to live together.
No.
By the end of the first week with their newly adopted dog, Falcor, Chrissy and Alina Guerrero are at their wits' end.
Come on.
Their new pet is terrified of stairs
Come on, Falcor.
and pees everywhere. To make matters worse, their current dog, Bitsy, is coping by barking incessantly.
Back up. No.
Desperate to make this rescue take hold, they head back to meet with Cesar Millan at a training center in Hollywood.
Well, this is good. This is good. She at least sharing.
She is. Well, the good news is that the problem that I thought we had is not a problem. These two seem to be getting along great.
Right.
And I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
When I met you guys, what I saw was the lack of leadership towards Bitsy.
The barking is still a problem. We're still sort of struggling with that.
Can't wait to see it. I'm anxious. I really want to see Bitsy in action.
Before dealing with Falcor, Cesar needs to see just how bad things are with Bitsy.
That's a real problem, right? That's not just in-house problems, that's the whole neighborhood problem. So obviously you need help there.
Yes.
The understanding how to walk a dog properly can solve so many side effects. I definitely want to show you ladies how to walk a dog properly, so you can enjoy a walk with Bitsy.
That would be so
That
nice.
would be awesome. Yeah.
Cesar takes the ladies outside to demonstrate a clear strategy for dealing with Bitsy.
All right, so the way I want to do the exercise is I'm going to take Bitsy with me away from you guys. What makes her powerful is you guys. The only thing you can do as a human is to pull back. Even though you're pulling back and saying stop it, what she's getting is tension.
Okay.
So what you say, let's get tense about the skateboard. Let's get
making
tense
it
about the
worse.
dogs. So the whole entire world becomes tense. Therefore, you are tense.
Yes.
So I want you guys to see it without you guys in the picture so you can see that it's possible.
Okay.
Once again, Cesar reinforces how strong leadership is key to overcoming bad behavior.
See that? She's like right next to him.
Cesar then arranges for a skateboarder to pass by, and for the first time ever, Bitsy is totally unfazed.
She would have been going nuts with us.
Cesar even accomplishes riding on a skateboard and keeping Bitsy calm and submissive by his side.
It's unbelievable.
Now, it's time to tackle Falcor's serious issue.
The biggest problem we're having is that he seems to have a lot of anxiety and pees all over the place. He has peed up in the rooms, he's peed down on the floors when you least expect it. I would say in the first 2 days alone, I probably cleaned up pee about 20 times.
20 times in 2 days?
Yes. Falcor, did you do that? My biggest concern with this problem is that he will do it right in front of me. Oh, Falcor. He'll do it in front of me, and I feel like this is a problem that if we can't get a handle on this and we can't solve it, I don't see how I can live with a dog that's just going to pee anywhere.
Yeah.
No! What is that?
That's actually the question that I get to ask the most. What's the best way to potty train a dog? You know, we need a crate, and we're going to start with that. So that way what you're doing is you're keeping the brain stationary, and when they don't move, they don't pee. And then provide every so often, 2 hours, 4 hours, access to go outside.
Okay.
So that could be problem solving.
By limiting Falcor's movement, he'll be less anxious and excited, which will help control the rampant peeing. But there's one challenging behavior they cannot solve.
We're having a major problem with steps.
All right. Well, let's see what you're talking about.
Come on, Falcor. Come. Okay, we have an issue.
I see you made your problem now. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Oh, yes.
You go like this, and like that.
The good news about it is this is not a problem that will stay forever. Once you understand the mechanics, you can snap the brain out of it. So that's a very easy problem to solve.
Oh, good.
So we can go to the training area and teach you how to help Falcor to just go up the stairs.
they've got only 1 week left to prove they can handle Falcor, and Chrissy and Alina are determined to give things one last go with the trial adoption.
Falcor, 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 come on.
When it comes to the stairs, Chrissy and Alina are patient and show real leadership.
Come on, bud.
And soon after, they experience a major win.
There you go.
Yay! You did it! That was a victory because that could have been disastrous.
You did it. Good boy.
Oh boy.
With this new success under their belt, they decide to tackle Bitsy's aggression and barking and take both animals to a local dog park.
Sit.
Good sit, Falcor.
Mother and daughter exhibit confidence and control, and Bitsy responds by staying totally calm. The final test? Letting Bitsy off the leash, something they've never attempted in 5 years. To their amazement, the dogs are not only well behaved, but incredibly social with other animals.
Come on, come on. Come on. Let's go. There we go. Good. Nice job. Run, Falcor, run.
This is amazing.
Bitsy even tries to chase a ball, which is a work in progress.
Much to my surprise, they both did great.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
Right.
It's your new.
What we've got for you, Falcor.
And as for the peeing, Cesar's suggestion that they provide a crate for Falcor does make a significant difference managing his anxiety and excitement.
Good boy. There you go. Cesar, by looking at the videos, thought it might have just been some bad habits from being in a cage-free shelter.
But each time the dog is let out, he has another accident.
Did you do that?
Chrissy can't let go of her lingering reservations.
It's been a really challenging week for us. There've been some big struggles, really big struggles.
No, no. Hey. No. No.
The crate seems to be helping, and we want to make it work, but it's not a done deal yet.
It's the end of the trial run. Chrissy and Alina head back to meet with Cesar at the cage-free canine shelter to make a final decision.
Hello.
Love what I'm seeing.
Thank
So, ladies,
you.
how's it been going? I mean, it is obvious from a dog perspective, but
It has been pretty good. I mean, we've had some ups and downs, but mostly ups.
Tell me about it.
Well, for one thing, the crate is
Yes.
helping immensely.
because
Now when we leave, we put him in there and he is, he just rests. He's very good in the crate, actually. He's not clamoring to get out of there.
Yes.
So that's helping a lot. And then it seems to sort of be calmer for him the rest of the day.
Tell me about the downs. What is it that you need to improve?
Well, Bitsy's barking still needs some improvement.
Okay.
When there's a knock at the door or
Right.
another dog walking by, she stops much sooner, I will say that.
So what's different about you guys? That's pretty much my question,
Well, I think the difference is that I'm taking more control of the situation now.
So what is it going to be? What are you guys thinking? There's no pressure. I don't want you to think that I want to pressure you in adopting a dog. Falcor has gained a lot just by being with you guys in 2 weeks. That's amazing. But my question is, are you going to adopt Falcor or are you going to give me the leash?
What do you think?
Falcor's here to stay.
He's going to stay?
I think we'll keep him.
All right.
Got a home.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
These 2 weeks have been filled with big turnarounds for the Guerrero clan. They started with a nearly immobilized new dog and an existing pet that ran riot over them.
In 2 weeks, this guy is like he's been with you guys for 5 years like Bitsy.
It's true. It's true. He has adopted us.
Cesar has helped them tap into their own leadership, and their nightmare is behind them. Falcor is now adjusted to the stairs and continues to show progress with his toilet training. Bitsy is barking less and less, and the Guerreros are headed into the future, having expanded their family and having saved a life in the process.
Thank you so much for helping us.
Thank you for
Congratulations.
all your help.
Thank you so much for helping.
Would not have been
Keep it
possible
up.
without you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for following my lead. Thank you for following my instructions. And more than anything, thank you for giving him a chance. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, ladies.
All right, thank you. Let's go, guys.